If you're really a collector of the Monday Night War time period for action figures, there's only one way to sneak the Ultimate Warrior into your collection, and that's through his very brief time in WCW. So here in the Monday Night War line specifically, we have his debut attire. He just kind of came out and threatened Hollywood Hogan, saying he'd never beat the Warrior. And if you didn't want to spend a lot getting the Ultimate Edition that was his first match with Hogan in WCW, here's just a plain Elite one that's actually a pretty iconic attire in the jeans and stuff. So the box says Ultimate Warrior, but it's just the Warrior, mostly in WCW. Hoping to elude some copyright laws. The date on the back, the debut date. And I must say, I cannot wait to put together the Dusty Rhodes, build a figure with the NWO. Look for that one very soon. That's the Warrior, the finger of guilt, for an alternate hand that will befoul the enemies of the Warrior and other such gibberish. He has two pointer hands and then just holding hands. Forgot that he came with the WCW microphone. That's always kind of handy to give to anybody in your collection. Or if you just want to keep it with the Warrior so you can have his 15-minute promo encased in your collection, then hooray. Of course, the best part here is the debut jacket that has the big Warrior image on the back, all printed and stuff. Pretty awesome just to have kind of this duster coat, tan, kind of goes with his jeans and cowboy kind of belt buckle and his big cowboy boots here with the Warrior name and logo on them. Not exactly sure how they were planning on having the Warrior kind of be part of the Attitude Era and the kind of more realistic era of WCW at that time. Kind of a cool start. He was just kind of the Western, sheriff or something. Is he face paint Walker Texas Ranger? I don't know what they were going for there. Went with some weirder stuff than that for the short run. Parts unknown. Kind of makes sense if that's what they were going to do, but, it just kind of was a dropped ball. It was probably a lot of Warrior's fault, not refusing to do stuff. Could have worked with a lot more people there. Probably would have been pretty cool. I remember, at this time period, I just started watching wrestling, but we had the old videotapes of maybe some old WrestleManias or shows, and so that's where we just saw Ultimate Warrior on these old tapes as an old wrestler, back when Hogan was, the good guy and stuff like that. So he was just kind of the legend that we see on the tapes, and he wasn't around. He debuted, it's I kind of knew him a little bit enough from those tapes. It was kind of exciting that it was going to be this force against the NWO that was just all the time. The NWO was always winning, and I just always wanted people to beat the NWO because I just started watching wrestling. I was I just want the good guys to win really bad. So it was wow, a really big addition the Warrior. Unfortunately, it didn't quite pan out that way. But for the roster of your collection, it's a cool way to add in the Warrior to this time period. That was the only brief run he had in those kind of later 90s up to... well, long gone before the year 2000, I think, but he snuck in there. I guess I just wish the jeans had maybe kind of a more realistic texture to them instead of just this blue. But we get the full jacket and stuff, and the face paints are always kind of spot on for these figures. The hair is a little flat too, with no texture for the coloring. Versus the Ultimate, you see he has kind of the colored hair there. This is his Halloween Havoc attire, so it depends if you want probably his bigger moment was the debut than the match, because the match was really sad. But if you ring gear versus this, he just kind of came out to scold Hollywood Hogan. Depends what you want. I kind of like both because I remember kind of both moments, but you can see the very huge difference in them with the hair and stuff like that. So depends, but there are two WCW Warrior figures, if you can believe it. I mean, they are digging pretty deep for anybody they can repeat in the Monday Night War line to cheapen it up. So if this is the time period you want to see Mattel figures and other figures representing this Monday Night War time period between the WCW and WWF, this is the place to be. That's all I show here. That's what I collect. So at least if you subscribe, you know what you're going to get into. So whether you grew up that time or you just want to learn about it, this is a cool place to be and hear kind of my thoughts as I open up my figures for my collection, kind of show off pros and cons on them and how well they represent the time periods. Either way, I hope to see you in the next video. Same YouTube channel, same YouTube time, or whatever. Same Warrior place. Disappear. I don't have a fog machine, so I can't do that, but I do have a humidifier, but it wouldn't look all that impressive. But anyway, yeah.